I'm Catherine Ross, and I'm here live from the NYSE with Jim Cramer. Jim, yesterday you told me that you shouldn't buy unless the futures are sharply down, but it's a different story today. What's going on?
Okay, we did have this remarkable, stupid sale. And it's okay to say it's stupid. I mean, even if we go back to where we were, you have a great chance to sell. I want to first say to people, if you're nervous and worried, okay, sell some now, okay, if you're nervous and worried, because you'll, if we go down 2-3% from here, which would be natural given the fact that we're up 15, I'm afraid you'll panic, okay, and I don't want that. So listen to what I'm saying. It is okay to take some profits here into a bounce if you're nervous. I'm talking about suitability. Would I do it? No. I think these are all ebbs and flows. I'm waiting for the market, for individual stocks, not the market, to come in enough to be able to buy. Many of this, there's probably about a third of the stocks have bottomed already. And if you take a look at, I know it's anecdotal, but let's say you take a look at KLA 10 Corp. Okay, they reported a really great number. That stock's up 14. That's absurd. You don't buy it up 14, but we own Lam Research for Action Alert, but you can buy that. I thought that Take-Two was a brilliant quarter. It was just brilliant. Marriott was not a good quarter, but the stock didn't get killed. Shake Shack, really great quarter. McDonald's goes up on that. I guess what I'm saying is that we had a nice test lower. I mean, Apple was up 4. That was bad. And Apple's up 2. And Apple unveils the credit card. So there are things I like. You want to be very selective. You don't want to buy all at once. But I am, again, saying to people, if you can't handle it, if you felt really sick to your stomach when we were down 900 yesterday, lighten up, because I don't want you to lighten up at the wrong time. You know, I don't think that this is the end of the world. I don't think it's even that bad right now. It's just what we're fighting is that we're up so much. And that's really the single biggest worry I have. This has been a fabulous year. And if I were at my hedge fund, I would say, let's sell everything and go to the movies. And we'll talk to you later, because we're up more than 17. And that's the problem. That's what you're fighting, how much the market's up.
Now, yesterday over on Real Money, you penned a column yesterday evening about the fact that the U.S. Treasury Department labeled China as a currency manipulator. And guys, if you missed this, then I don't know what you're doing. You really need to go over to Real Money and check out his column, because he really does break it down.
Out yesterday.
Yeah, you were.
Look, the president said he was going to do it basically in a tweet. The president, if he wanted to really make a deal and not just create a Cold War, would have called Germany and Japan and said, look, these guys are manipulating the currency. You're not selling and getting as much for your Beamers. You're not getting as much for your Toyotas. You're not getting as much for your Volkswagen. Let's all join. We all know that they're a manipulator, but our president uniquely doesn't like to build coalitions, and the Germans like to sell cars. So you end up with this one Xi versus Trump again. And that is not the way to get a commercial deal. It is the way to build a bipolar situation, not unlike the Soviet Union versus the United States, which is why I keep coming back to, is it commerce or is it an existential crisis? That's what you have to try to figure out. On some days, I think the president thinks it's commerce. And on some days, I think he thinks it's existential crisis. What's interesting is that Lighthizer thought it was commerce. But Navarro thinks it's existential crisis. Pence thinks it's existential crisis. So you have a White House that's split. Pence is very powerful in the White House. So I would say on given days, the president doesn't want the market to go down. So he can always say that he's talking to his good friend Xi. And then on given days, he wants to hammer Xi. And it really just is so mercurial that you better like your stocks. Because you're going to be ended up tweet to tweet. And that doesn't help. I mean, let's say you want to own JP Morgan, which is now yields 3, it's incredibly cheap, buying back stock. If the president tweets negative, it goes from 109 to 106. If he tweets positive, it goes from 109 to 112. What you really need to do is say, I am comfortable owning JP Morgan. And not look at this 106, 113 conundrum as being significant in your investing career. And that's what I'm urging.
Now, I want to use this as a teaching moment for investors who are feeling anxious about this market and feeling anxious about, and I want to ask you to clarify for investors, when they see the term, when they see that China's being called this, is this really news?
Well, we've done it once before. It's always considered to be a last straw, but that's not the case. I mean, we are so past thinking that this is a big deal. Someone did yesterday. We saw a collapse of the futures. futures close, we saw a collapse of stocks by highly emotional people who do not let bids build and get the best prices for their clients. And it's kind of embarrassing, frankly. And I am some days glad that I play with an open hand, so at least I can show you what not to do, which was that. They were selling Apple at 185.
And you called them out on your Real Money column this morning.
Yeah. I mean, you're selling at 185 with something new that's occurred, which is the Apple credit card, which is additive. They're going to get interest for it immediately. And you're selling Merck at 83 after they just reported a great quarter. McDonald's at 210. I mean, it's really tiresome. If you want to sell Merck, sell it now. Sell Nike now. Sell into an up tape, not a down tape. And I have some rules about that I think people should read on Real Money. Rules that will save you from being a complete moron.
He's got 5 of them. You got to check that out. But Jim, why is after hours trading so difficult?
Well, because there's no price discovery, and I have a vignette about it in Confessions of a Street Addict where you don't really know what the market is. You're just saying, just get rid of it, get rid of it. Highly emotional, highly unstable managers. I would say managers who do not really belong in business, but will hide behind some sort of shield that if Apple comes down today, look, they'll say, listen, I told you so. But of course, this is when you sell Apple if you don't like Apple.
So Jim, our Real Money stock of the day today is a stock that I watch closely as an esports and video game reporter, and that is Take-Two Interactive, and they released earnings last night. What did you think of the quarter overall?
Grand Theft Auto, amazing acceleration again. It's more than 100 million sold. It's the greatest hit in history. Borderlands 3 coming, it's going to be very powerful. NBA 2K off the charts, really incredible, including in China. Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead is exactly what Strauss-Zelnick said it would be. So you've got really a huge number of hits. Obviously, Fortnite, as he predicted, was going to bring more people in. The stock should be up more. It's just hard to take up the stock more than to take it up 15 points, but it'll be up again tomorrow probably unless the president tweets. It was a really good quarter. One of the best of the year.
All right, Jim, so we got to head over to Action Alerts Plus because I do want to ask you about your interview with Kudlow, which just happened. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you're on TheStreet.com or on Facebook, head over to ActionAlertsPlus.com where we'll be, as I just said, talking about Kudlow and other stocks that Jim's paying attention to. I'm Catherine Ross, and I'll see you tomorrow.